nice to meet you. I'm Seungmi Baek from Seongnam News Center for the Gyeongbokgung Palace commentary. I'm happy to introduce this palace to you. Let's get started with the commentary. Do you know the name of this palace? This is Gyeongbokgung Palace, which is the palace of the Joseon dynasty. Now, before we know more about Gyeongbokgung Palace, let's learn about the Joseon dynasty. Joseon was founded by Lee Seong-gae, who general of Goryeo. In those days, Goryeo had decayed and confused. So, Lee Seong-gae overthrew the Goryeo dynasty with new scholars, and then he was founded Joseon in 1392. The first Joseon king Taejo Lee Seong-gae moved the capital from Gaegang to Hanyang. At present, Hanyang is Seoul. Gaegang was the capital of Goryeo, so aristocracy of Goryeo had lots of influence in Gaegang. But King Taejo needed influence to support Joseon, and Hanyang was a good area because Hanyang is located in the center of the Korean peninsula and has a river. So Taejo chose Hanyang as the capital of Joseon. Joseon dynasty was maintained by 27 kings for 518 years. There were 5 palaces during the Joseon dynasty: Gyeongbokgung Palace, Changdeokgung Palace, Changgyeonggung Palace, Gyeongwon Palace, and Gyeongigung Palace. Where was this palace we are standing right now? Yes, this place is Gyeongbokgung Palace. Gyeongbokgung Palace was the main palace and the largest among the 5. Gyeongbokgung Palace was built in 1395 by the first king Taejo Lee Seong-gae. Gyeongbokgung means the palace of the great fortune. There were mountains behind Gyeongbokgung Palace and streams in front. This means it is the perfect location. However, it was burned down during the Japanese invasion in 1592 and left abandoned until 1868 when Hungseondaeonggun, the father of King Gojong, rebuilt it. All palaces of Joseon can be divided into 3 parts: inner palace, outer palace, and roasting and hosting palace. The inner palace is the area for royal family and some official work. Also, this is located in the center of the palace. The outer palace was for ceremonies, official work, and events. It is the largest part of the palace. The resting and hosting palace is the area for rest and entertainment. Now, before you come here, how many gates have you passed? Isn't it 3? If you pass through the 3 gates, you can see the place where the king stayed. I will talk about 3 gates. First, this gate is Gwanghamun. It is the main gate of the palace. Gwanghamun means that the king's great virtue spreads to the Joseon and its people. However, Gwanghamun was several unfortunate stories. The original gate was destroyed during the Japanese invasion 1592 and was rebuilt by Hungseondaeonggun 1868. But during the time of Japanese occupation in the early 19th century, Gwanghamun was moved to the north of the eastern gate of Gyeongbokgung Palace because Japanese built their government building in front of the palace. Also, Gwanghamun was severely damaged during the Korean War and was restored to cement in 1986. So it was rebuilt with traditional materials in its original location in 2010. The animal statue near the door is Hete. Hete is an imaginary animal that blocks ghosts of fire and symbolizes justice. Currently, it is the mascot of Seoul. The second gate is Hungnaemun. If you pass it, you can see a bridge called Yeongjaegyo. It is the place where the water flowed. So it was the boundary between the king and the people. Also, it meant that officials cleaned their minds before meeting the king. There are 4 animal statues called 석수. These are imaginary animals that block water ghosts. Also, their body is covered with scales and one of them is sticking out its tongue. So if you look it up, it would be fun. It's so cute. The last gate is 근정문. We pass the gate together and finally we can see the place where the king stayed. This place is 근정전. 근정 means to be diligent in politics. At 근정문, there is a road called 행각, which officials use when it rains. 근정전 is a part of the outer Paris and main building of Paris. 근정전 was used only for 5 purposes. The purposes are that a coronation ceremony to proclaim crown prince, morning assembly, royal weddings, and Chinese envoy receptions. Now let's look at the bottom. There are bumpy stones on the bottom. These stones are called 박석, which means that officials should come carefully with a clean mind and prevent officials from sleeping. Oh, there are rings on the bottom. Aren't these amazing? These rings called 차일. When it rains or when there is a lot of sunlight, they are used to set up tents. Next, on both sides, these are officials' ranking stones. The closer to 근정전, the higher the ranking. There are 3 roads to 근정전, so the center of the road was used by the king. The right side was used by the crown prince, and the left side was used by officials. Okay, here is a quiz. How many floors does 근정전 look like? Good. Remember what you say now. We will check it ourselves a little later. Let's take a look at the roof. There are dragon ridges and decorative tiles. In the east, people think dragons are evil, but in the east, a dragon is a divine being that symbolizes a king. And decorative tiles are a total of 7 and are called 잡상. These are symbols that block evil spirits. Now let's take a look at the stairs. There are many animal statues on the stairs and they are guardians of the king. A sloping stone is called 답도. This is where the king's palanquin used to pass. The animal carved on a stone is a phoenix. It symbolizes the king and contains the wish for a peaceful country. And this is called 드무, which symbolizes the vigilance against fire. It is called 정. It was used to burn incense at important events. Now let's look into 근정전. It looks like a 2-story building, but it is only 1 story with high ceiling. There are 2 dragons with 7 crosses on the ceiling, and these are called 칠조종. Dragon with 5 crosses symbolizes king, but dragon with 7 crosses symbolizes emperor. So this means a strong royal power. There is a painting behind the throne, and it is called 1월 5학도. In this painting, there are the sun and moon, 5 mountains, pine trees, and the sea. The sun and moon means the king and queen, and 5 mountains means the Korean peninsula. Pine trees are always green, so they means royal officials. Finally, the sea means country's people. Therefore, this painting contains the hope that Joseon will last forever, just like eternal nature. Now, shall we go to 경해로? 경복궁 Palace has 2 national treasures. One is 근정전, the other is 경해로. Gyeonghaero is a large pavilion for resting and hosting parties. This is official party place, so sometimes a rain ritual was held and a test to select warriors was held here. It is supported by 48 stone pillars. The outer pillars are squares and the inner pillars are round. So it means the idea of the universe called 천원지방, which the sky is round and the ground is square. Gyeonghaero has 11 decorative tiles called 잡상, the largest number in Gyeongbokgung Parish. 잡상 are symbols that block evil spirits. Did you enjoy the story about Gyeongbokgung Parish? I hope it was time for you to learn more about Gyeongbokgung Parish and feel its value through my commentary. That is all for my commentary. Thank you for listening.